Let's turn now to a more familiar controversy, Anglo Leasing. Former Attorney General Amos Wako is finally speaking on the saga, and he's throwing the ball right back to his successor, Githu Muigai. Professor Muigai had accused Wako of having presided over the failures in defending the cases in international courts. But as Asha Mwilu now reports, Wako begs to differ.
For weeks now, fingers have pointed in the direction of the Busia senator, who was credited with being Kenya's longest-serving Attorney General, spanning two regimes. Amos Wako says his successor, Githu Muigai, has everything to do with the 1.63 billion shilling loss Kenya is about to incur over the Anglo Leasing contracts. In a statement sent from Geneva, he insists that anything that happened after his retirement in 2011 must fall squarely on Githu Muigai, and therefore he should take responsibility.
The patient died on the operating table a long time ago. Githu Muigai is a mortician. If you think the patient should have lived, ask the surgeons.
But the ever-smiley Wako chose to censure Muigai on his choice of words, saying, and I quote, "Since he has referred to me as a surgeon, I want to say that I handed over as Attorney General to a person I believed was a competent surgeon and not a mortician." This back and forth between the current and former Attorney General stems from one fact. They both held the crucial state law office that is mandated to offer legal advice to the government. In this case, when the 18 Anglo Leasing contracts were being signed, Amos Wako was the Attorney General and offered advice on each of those controversial contracts. Githu Muigai, on the other hand, took over the defense of a case lodged in London by the owners of the Anglo Leasing firms who wanted the government to pay for contracts that the government had already decided to cancel. The current Attorney General is now being accused of handling the cases casually. Wako advised cabinet ministers in both the Moi and the Kibaki regimes when they were authorizing the Anglo Leasing deals. Githu Muigai argues that Wako is now shifting that blame onto him. The chain of events in the Anglo contracts, however, leave both these men in an awkward position. Back in 2009, the Serious Fraud Office of the United Kingdom halted their investigations into the grand fraud, citing lack of evidence.
Without evidence from the Kenyan end, these cases aren't going to go any further. And what the Serious Fraud Office have announced yesterday is that, with regret, they have had to terminate their investigation.
Yes.
According to the Law Society of Kenya, however, the 1.63 billion shilling payment to the Anglo Leasing companies is the current AG's fault.
We're just going for the Attorney General now on that account of the fact that he failed to defend a case where we could have defended successfully.
And now, the previously clear question of whether Kenya should or should not pay has degenerated into a Accord versus Jubilee affair, with fears that the real issues will be lost in the predictable partisan politics. Asha Mwilu, KTN, Nairobi.